Hey everybody, welcome to another round of Canje Plays. I am live, and we are going to be playing Fire for Light by Greenbrier Games. This game is going to be amazing, it's going to be epic, and behind me is the maker. I just kind of moved the image a little bit so you can see more. So like the thumbnail was the upper half, this is the lower half. So as you can see, it looks like Nari's there on the picture, moving up to a very large giant. And we're going to get into what that means, where we stand, how to play, and any other questions that you have in between. Hey, Kate, what's going on? Pull up a chair. Welcome to the table. So we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna get into this and see what it's about. I'm gonna take you to the Kickstarter page. We're gonna look at what they have to offer, tell you my thoughts on it after I play through everything, but just kind of the process of me building this through and what this looks like. Okay, this is a preview copy. Everything that you see here is subject to change until you get it in your hand, right? So Greenbrier was awesome. They reached out to me and was like, hey, we like your stuff. Would you mind playing? And I was like, sure. Because I like folklore. I like Lost Ones. Sure, sure. So they sent it to me. I worked with the creator in terms of running through a scenario just to see how this works. And I also read the rule book, which is still under construction. It's still under construction, still has some stuff that needs to be added to it. And with that, I got the answers that I needed to run through, which was fun and fine, and it'll be good. It'll be good. It'll be good. So, before we begin, I want to say huge thank you to Mai. Thank you so much for becoming a supporter Patreon. Thank you, and welcome. And thank you to my Patreons fully in general. I appreciate you. Thank you to my YouTube subscribers. And if you're neither and just coming to check me out, then you're always welcome at the table. Thank you as well. Just pull up a chair whenever you're ready. Hop into the comments and just chat with me. We'll talk. I'll pull it up. If you have questions, we'll run through that and we'll have a good time. Okay? So it's going to be fun. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. Okay, so let's get some information. Lots of information because we're going to go to BGG. We're going to go to Kickstarter. Then we'll get down to the table, get into the meat of it, and you can get to see the gameplay for what it is. I'll be playing with Jasper today, so it's going to be fun. All right, let's get some information, and then we'll hop down to the table. Okay, so why is this camera over here? You are seeing the wrong camera. That's the fun of going live. So Fire for Light explorers band together to save their village and uncover the mystery of Summer's End. So 2 people rated it. Not sure how. It's not out yet, so I probably wouldn't put a lot of stock into what they thought just yet until you get it in your hands and you play it. So it's 1 to 4 player. You can play the game solo, and I'll explain what that means when we get down to the table. You can play it, and I'm going to put huge air quotes on solo. You can play it solo, but it's 1 to 4 players. The community says 3 to 4. You'll see why. The community shouldn't be saying anything. It just released on Kickstarter today. Best played 4 player. We'll see. About 60 to 90 minutes, ages 10 plus, yes, because gameplay is not crazy complex. There's combinations of things to do, but once again, we'll get into that as we play. And the weight's about a 3.0 out of 5, which is interesting, saying that it's 10 plus, but a 3.0 out of 5. Designer Will Sabell. I had a great conversation with Will. He is an awesome guy. He walked with me through just some of the questions I had about the game that wasn't clicking in my brain, and he helped them come together. He was super open and very responsive, so thank you so much, Will. Artist Jake Morrison and publishers Greenbrier Games. Like I said, you know them from Folklore and Lost Ones. And is it Barbarian? Well, the Barbarian game that they have. I never got to play that one, but they made that as well. And we're just going to dive into it and have a really good time. Okay. I'm going to pop us down to the table, but then I'll pull up the Kickstarter so we can run through it so you can see everything. All right, so this is down at the table. This is the table size of it, so you can see, yes, there are dice. We will be rolling dice today, so you can see what that kind of kicks out and looks like. But before we dive into all this content that we got here, and Jasper, and the painted minis, and all that other stuff, let's pop down to the Kickstarter so we can see what's going on with that. All right, so we've got, that's right, I signed out. You won't see my shame. So we got Fire for Light, 1 to 4 player, quick to set up, narrative driven cooperative adventure game. This was pretty quick to set up. I actually got off work and then I set this up in like 5 minutes. So it is quick to set up. No Canje, no dice. So they're going for a huge amount, which is $100,000 to get their backing. They've got about 16 with 159 people backing it so far. We can guess your shame. Maybe, Kate. Maybe you can guess my shame. So this just launched today, and I think I saw some messages going on there saying, hey, I'm concerned because it didn't sell out within the first. I've seen it swing either way. Like, I've seen Kickstarters that day one, they overfund, 210% overfund, just crazy money. Day one, it fills up. And when people get the game, they hate it, right? I've seen Kickstarters that pull and stretch and drive until they get funded, and when they get funded, they ship. And basically people are like, wow, this game's amazing, and everyone's like, why didn't I back that game? I feel FOMO. I can't find this game anywhere, so I'll wait until they do it again and then I'll back it. So I'm not too worried about how much it's made so far. And what's interesting is that, and we'll get to that, on their first update, they posted their thoughts on that, saying the number's that high because we understand shipping sucks. And we don't want to say, hey, everybody, we need more money because we didn't plan this properly. So they're shooting for that number to where it goes. Hey, Tara, what's going on? Pull up a chair. Cool. So welcome to the campaign. First Around the Campfire story will be posted tomorrow. And then some guy, right? This dude named, I don't know who he is, KJ? I don't know. Anyway, that's me. I'll take realistic funding goals over the overhyped day one funding. Right, exactly, Kate. That's my mind too. And I'm not gonna say that some games that come out that are known they're going to be good, that fund immediately aren't good. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I've seen it swing both ways. So to me, until the bell tolls on the final day of the campaign, that's when you know what's up. So yeah, I'm doing a thing on, oh my gosh, today at 6. That's just crazy talk. But yeah, it's gonna be good. So they go through a little bit of a story. They say it's 1 to 4 players, 60 to 90 minutes, age 10 plus, and quick to the table of how they have, like, just showing you the setup. So far, I like how the campaign looks, but there are other reviewers who specialize in looking at these things and breaking them down, so I'm gonna leave it to those pros to do that stuff. So it gives you how to play really early on in the scroll, just kind of what you're doing. Hey, Julie! How's it going? So it gives you kind of a how to play on the campaign, so you can just see that pull up. And let's see, so it runs through, it tells you how to play, it tells you about the book, what to do, all that other good stuff. The minis that are on here, which I have those minis. She sent me a preview copy and I painted them, posted them on Instagram, but I have them here to show just so you can see. Then we talk about the different characters of the minis that are there, which is Nari, Iris, Jasper, and Uop. So yeah, and Julie Ahern, who is the VP? No, you're the CTO. You're the CTO, CSO, and and VP of Greenbrier, I believe, and CMO. I remember that. So you're good. Yes, and she is in there if you want to ask any questions. She is boss lady and she knows what she's talking about. So these are the 4 heroes that you're going to have. This game comes with standees as the villains, but you get the 4 characters as minis. So it's just 4 minis and then standees. There are on the Kickstarter, and we'll get down into there, that there are miniatures. If you're like, no, I don't want standees, I want minis, you can pay to get the option of minis, but by default, it comes with standees. I am VP COO of Greenbrier. Also, I'm the dev of the game. Yes. You're the boss lady. That's all I'm saying. Boss lady. So the game, what do you get with it? You get the core game, which is the 4 heroes, right? And their upgrade packs that'll come with that, and we'll explain that. You get the standee versions of the foes as well as their cards. Once again, standee, so people who are like, I don't want minis, you don't have to get them. And Greenbrier Games does that a lot. For Folklore, they gave you standees, and if you wanted the minis, you could buy them separate. So I like that that option is there. You get the storybook, the rulebook, the tiles, the hex tiles that are on there. And then throughout the campaign, there's going to be these secret packages that are popping up that you can get that will be unlocked. So those will be there. These lovely secret passages as the campaign goes on. Yes, definitely. And so, like they said, it's a work in progress. The secret patches are components that also come in the core game. The secret packages are components that also come in the core game. However, they are unlocked during gameplay, and we do not want to ruin everything with too many spoilers. So, core game, all this. Isn't that fantastic? Hey, Brian, what's going on? I was going to misbehave, but I see we have guests in the chat. That's right, they torture me constantly. I'm not saying there are more playable characters unlocked in the game. There may be. I don't know. I only have what I have, but I'd be super happy. So, for people who want the minis, hey, Michael, what's going on? Pull up a chair. So, for people who want the minis, here's the mini box. You can pay extra to get all the minis of the villains in the game as they're being developed. And as you can see, so a lot of them are work in progress, but they are coming through. And they already have 2 expansions for you. The Red Water Depths and the Lycan's Landing with the mushrooms that are on there, which is great. And so why back now, it kind of talks about, so you've already seen how to play within, and we're only halfway down in the page, how to play what you get, which is what I care about. That's awesome. Then it says your pledge level. So what are you going to get? Okay. For $99, you get the base game and the Kickstarter exclusive Elder gift. Whatever that is. For $169, you'll get basically all gameplay. So you're going to get Fire for Light, the core game, Lycan's Landing, and Red Water Depths, plus the Elder gift that comes with it. Hey, Dan, what's going on? This on table. Spoilers. So the Elder Pledge, for people who are like, I want everything that comes with it, the Elder Pledge is for, but no miniatures, that's the Elder Pledge. So that's the mini free Elder Pledge, right? If you just want the core game, $99. The Bandit Pledge is what they added in, that's the minis. So with the Bandit Pledge, you add in the minis, and that's what you're going to be playing with. Then there's the Titan Pledge. My God. Get Fire for Light core game, Red Water Depths expansion, Lycan's Landing expansion, the miniature pack, the accessory pack, Summer's End Gather and Write game in the world of Fire for Light, and the Kickstarter exclusive art book. That's a lot, but it's $400, so I love you, but no. I did pledge this because I enjoy it, but so I got the Elder Pledge. That's what I have. I don't need the minis. But you can add on if you want. If you just want to get Fire for Light and just Red Water Depths, you can do that. So you can have your add-ons. And if you want the camp upgrade, you can do that, which is accessory pack. It says an upgraded token for resources, spirit, life balance. Okay, so it's upgraded tokens that are on here, which is good. Art of Summer's End is here, which is the art book. And then if you want the miniatures pack add-on, you could do it. And then Summer's End, Gather and Write. Gather and Write, standalone game. Themed around Fire for Light, includes 4 explorers, square cards, pad of style paper, and pencil. Which is cool. So that sounds awesome. That's why we have different levels. I know, right? I know. Let's see. So then we got stretch goals that are coming out. So as stretch goals unlock, as this gets more and more funding, that'll happen. I'm used to my fair share of not winning. That's fair. So the Elder's Gifts seen in all pledge levels will be, we'll see what that is as that comes up. So let the quest begin. And then we've got Will doing kind of a playthrough on here, him giving some speeches on stuff. And then we got these really cool people who do previews, and then this one guy, I don't know who this guy is. Who's he? What's he there for? Nobody knows him. So there's, but there, the grandiose people. Barrett did a playthrough today. He released his if you want to check his out. He played, I believe, Iris and Nari, And then I know Rolling Solo did one as well where he played Uop solo. I'm playing Jasper solo today, which will be fine. So you'll see Solo and Barrett did the full ahead of it. Let's see. Dan, we'll see how long that lasts for sure. So I'm doing my playthrough today, so that's what's on here. And yes, my name is Derek. If you want to call me Derek, call me Canje. I don't care. So then there's Rolling Solo's play that's here. We've got I know he works with Rado. Matthew is here. His stuff's here. And so a lot of information is going through here for you to see. The rules are here for you to click on and read. The storybook of chapter 1's here, and that's what we're going to kind of go through a little bit today. And then if you want to play online, hey look, Dan, Tabletop Simulator. All this best behavior. They are going to troll me, Julie. Don't you worry about it. This is the usual. So let's get down to the stuff that a lot of people are interested in, right? They're like, the Kickstarter looks great. I'm getting great information. Oh no, Matt's here. Hey, Matt. But what people really care about? Shipping, right? How much is it going to cost? How much is it going to go for? So it's important that you visit the Pledge Manager after the campaign closes, since we do not get your addresses in any other. They're not provided to us as part of transaction service. So the cost of shipping is paid after the Kickstarter is over. After the campaign closes, we will be using backer kits, Pledge Manager to finalize your pledge by updating your shipping address and getting that information from there. Also note the pledge is earned. If you live in regions where we offer friendly shipping, you will not have to worry about paying additional taxes and duty. So, Julie, because you're in chat, and this is something that comes up a lot, so just so if you could answer this, one of the things that I know a lot of UK and EU people who've popped in the chat or have messaged me and been like, what do you think of this game? But I can't really get into it because I have to pay VAT. If the shipping estimate... Oh, you refreshed it. Okay, refresh. Refresh. Here we go. My question more is on the lines of VAT. Yes, the VAT demon. Is VAT covered in these prices, or is that something that's going to be paid separately? Because that's a big question that I know for a fact. I know that a lot of EU and UK and if they're wondering if that's something that's covered or if it's not covered as this. He said, dude. And so it's begun. Welcome, Matt. So, but it all, that's, so if that's covered, it should not need to be paid separately. Oh, there you go. It should not need to be paid separately, which is fantastic. So there are the shipping costs for you. If they do, somebody messed up, and it won't be me. So there you go. Your prices. These are your shipping prices as of today. I want y'all to know that this is as of today. But remember what she said in here, that it will be checked out when you get into the shipping costs will be paid after the Kickstarter is over. Backer kit, you'll see how much your shipping comes to. But as it stands today, that's how it is. Okay, and then QML, which I love, and backer kits hasn't done me wrong yet. This is really cool lady that's right here that's in the chat. Her. So she's developer Will, really cool guy. I have, and then other designers that have come on here. Man, this guy looks sad on the table. What's happening? So, hey Dragon, what's going on? And then you could talk about Fire for Light on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, that type of thing as it goes through. So that is the Kickstarter. That opened up today at 11 Eastern. So is the game anything like Monopoly? I only play games like Monopoly. Brought to you by men with beards and ladies with hats. Indeed, indeed. So one of the things I wanted to go before we got down to the table was this first one that came here, right? This was the, come on, here it is. This was the first one that came out today that was posted. And they talked about the amount of the Kickstarter and then saying, let's see, before we talk about that, a quick word on our goal number. We knew this was higher than what many campaigns post, and that is because we want to be realistic about it. Bless you, girl. Bless ya. We knew doing this would mean we were less likely to fund on the first day. And you know what? Look at that. That's okay. In this day and age, many of you have seen games fund and appear to do well, but then have to explain why their expectations during manufacture didn't match. We really don't want to do this. It's scary regardless, but we wanted to see a clear expectation here, as our goal is always to under-promise and over-deliver. Setting a realistic funding number is a part of that. So tell your friends, tell your friends, tell your kids, tell your wife, tell your enemies, and your frenemies about what we're doing here, and we look forward to getting Fire for Light to all of your tables to enjoy very soon, which is fantastic. So great job, Julie. I think that was really amazing that you put that out there. Say, we didn't fund day one, so what? We believe in our product. Hopefully the community will rally around it, and we'll see what happens. So, and then got onto the fun stuff. And then they posted like this really cool image of this guy. I don't know. Y'all know this guy? Anyway, that is the Kickstarter. Let's see here. I got to get the overlay going so we can all chat together. Like when we want to do something like this. That's right, it pops up. Okay, Fire for Light. We're going to be playing this game. It's going to be fun. And I am going to just lower the temperature by a degree. There we go. Okay. So, Fire for Light. How do you play? What is it? What are we trying to do? Why am I asking so many questions? The reason being is this game is built over a story that we're going to go through. We're going to go through the prologue, and we're going to go through the first chapter to play through, so you can all see what it's like, get a feel for the game, and see how it goes. We have the minis that are here that are painted. Like I said, if you want a close-up of them, go to Instagram. If you're not on Instagram, I don't know what to tell you. So I'll be using Jasper today, which that's him down there just chilling by himself. This is amazing. Yes, everyone, get the fuzzy. So because I say it's soloable, here's the reason why. First, you grab your character sheet that's here. If there are different characters that have different things, they have these action cubes that you're going to use to do stuff. Jasper is an enforcer. It says starting cards that he has. It lets you know it's the yellow cards. It's Hammer and Forge, Tempered Patience, and Explorer. These are cards that are in my hand. I'm just going to play them down here. They don't need to be in my hand. That is fine. They are not something that are active. I have to play them for them to be active or equip them, okay? I got 4 action cubes, which are my actions. This is what I'm going to be doing to do stuff. However, this is where I say solo, because the other characters that are also in the game with me, they're just not on the board. I don't need to control them, but I get their action, right? Not all of them, 3. When you play solo, you get 3, right? 3 actions per each secondary character. When you play 2-player, you get 2, right? And when you play 3-player, so on and so forth. Okay, so where was it? Yes, primary. How do I know this is primary? Because, boom, it says primary at the top, and he's aware. This number that is on this side is his initiative, and this is the initiative track called the awareness track, okay? It's the initiative track. So what you're basically going to do is lay these out by the initiative number that's at the top. So the Bandit Scout's got 8, Nari has 6, Jasper has 5, Uop has 5, Iris has 2, and the Grub Tusk has 1. So you just lay them out. And the game plays over a series of rounds, hours in the day, hours in the night, that you go through, going through this line, taking each character's turn and taking actions as necessary. When you're playing solo, when you get to a character that is Nari, you would take her cubes, and you would use her cubes to do stuff. There's a lot of stuff to do. So you would do that so her turn, you have 3 cubes to do stuff with. You can assist, which means helping someone. You can explore, which means finding if you're on a tile without a number, you can find a blueprint so that you can upgrade your hand, right? And play those things down. You can gather, which means getting resources, like, you need to get some wood. Shut up, Dan. Or you need to get some stones. Shut up, Matt. So basically, you will gather resources, and those resources you use to craft. I liked initiative. So, you would use those to craft, right? And you craft at a campfire. So to craft, you need to spend 1 wood to start a campfire, and then you could do some of the actions that are along here. Here's the really cool thing about this game. You're like, okay, well, it's a worker placement type feel. What you want to do with your characters on their actions to do stuff. You don't have to spend all their actions. At the end of the round, you can use those actions to gain more awareness, bumping yourself up on the initiative track if you want to. You don't have to, but if you want. So, basically what this goes with is, for my character, I have these items that are in my hand, right? These are what I have to use. If you play these other characters, if you have full 4 players, they have cards as well. You start off with these. As you craft, you get more cards and more things to do. Crafting is also important, only because if you get punched in the face and you don't have a way to defend yourself, you get exhausted, you lose spirit, and if you lose all your spirit, you lose the game. So it gets hard. The game basically gets harder the longer you play it. So as it starts off, it seems so straightforward, but as you play it, it's going to get harder. And it's going to get harder because you're out in the cold and you're dealing with the weather, which is the exposure side of things. All right, let's take it one step at a time. This is a spirit track. When the spirit track hits 0, you lose the game. This is the day and night track. I'm not going to lie to you that it spins backwards with the numbers being upside down, makes my eye twitch, but this is a prototype. So it's going to, as it spins, that you have to, the exposure rating goes up. That number means how many dice you roll for exposure. And if those dice numbers hit more than your actions, you lose an action cube for that turn. As it's getting colder, it's getting harder for you to do stuff. Brian, why? So that's how it goes, right? Also, on here, there are things that you can't say, I make a campfire and then I'm going to explore. It doesn't work that way. If you notice on this board, well, you probably can't see it, so I'm just going to pick this stuff up and show it to you. So if you notice on this board, you see here where it says make campfire, and then you see an arrow going down, an arrow going down, an arrow going down. You have to make a campfire and then craft before you can rest, and you have to rest before you can ready. Or you can make a campfire, rest, craft, and explore, but you have to do it in that order. So it's up to you how you want to make that work. Okay? Just to let you know. The puns. Hello, my people. Don't buy into them. Don't buy into them, Julie. So these items are what you can craft, and how you craft is you just go out to an area that doesn't have a number on it and use an explore action. When you do that, you take a craft card, and I'm going to shuffle for shenanigans. You know how I do. What is the odds that I would pull this card? Anyway. Hey, Cynthia. Hello, hello. So this is Spirit of Mind. If you notice up here, see that shield? So if I got punched in the face, I would use that shield to block it. If I don't have a shield, I get knocked unconscious. But if you notice the ability on this when I use it, the ability is active. Enemies in your region get -2. That means for the entire round. That's what that means. And then I could do an attack rolling 2 extra dice. To craft it, I need stone and wood. The jokes are going to start coming in. And the design here, if I want to get it out of the track, I would have to lose a spirit to add the design, and that's what that means. So I will shuffle these up when the time, well, I'll shuffle them up now while I'm talking. So if you go 6 hours and you're still alive, far be it, you spin this bad boy and it goes to 6. You know what you do? You flip it over to the night phase, and it gets worse. It gets worse. As exposure keeps building, it gets harder. I asked the designer, has anyone ever made it to the next day? He said no. He's like, no, the game is way too hard. So, when you explore, you take the top card off of here, and you put it on this track, and then you just line them out in the 4. And how you craft is you make a campfire, and you craft. That's how it goes. Alright. At the end of the round, when I talked about exposure, you look at this number. That's how many dice you roll. And when you roll these dice, so on the first night you're only rolling 1 die, you want to get swords, because on here there are swords. There are, I call them nil signs. I really don't have the definition for them right now, but Julie will probably correct me. And then there are blanks. So I want to roll swords less than the amount of cubes I have. So if I roll this, I rolled a 3. I have 4. I'm good. When night 2 comes, I'm going to roll 2 dice. When night 3 comes, you guessed it, 3 dice. So, and I have to keep going. So the longer I play, the harder the game gets. Like, it's going to be, I'm going to be losing actions the longer I play. So just keep that in mind. Hey, Pontus, about to go to sleep. What's this? So my items let me do stuff just like on the campfire, and just like on my secondary, Nari, Uop, and Iris, they let me do stuff. The only thing is I can't use Nari's on any of Uop's and Iris's stuff. I can only do it on hers, mine, or the camp. I can't, same thing with Uop, him, mine, or the camp, and Iris, mine, or the camp. So I can't mix and match. They share each explorer's special abilities, but we can't share that until chapter 2. Share it with us, Julie. Share it with us. So that's pretty much how it sets out, right? That's the game. That's the game from a how to play standpoint. We're gonna step through it all, but first we got story, and I love story. So I'm gonna turn this way. And then I am going to go to some story. True story. All right, so the prologue. This is what we're going to start with, and then we'll do some chapter 1. Act 1, chapter prologue. Time, it's daytime, which is on the day track that you saw me have it on. Prerequisites, nothing. Time to play, 45 minutes if you push it. And difficulty, tutorial. It's a tutorial, so the difficulty is easy. The village of Summer's End is hidden by the mighty Frozen Fingers, a series of mountains to the north, dangerously unreachable through the permafrost canyon. Snow covers the world from the villagers love. Snow covers the world from as far as the eye can see. To the east, a mighty forest disappears into the base of the fingers. The villagers love that winter has hidden them from the bandits and other threats of the world, but in dire times, these bandits inch ever closer. So the village elders begin to ration out food and water to prepare for the coming months. Elder Moth, declares a state of emergency and drafts new explorers from the villagers to help gather supplies. As if to mark this occasion that you'd been drafted, a strange green streak tears through the morning sky. So they're set up. In the dimly lit council chambers, you gather with the elders to hear your first orders. Here comes the, they're going to hire me as a voice actor when this happens. Our coffers aren't barren, not yet. But Mal Winter will last us quite a few months, and we are far from prepared to survive it. A scowl marches across Elder Wasp's face. You have volunteered. The weather and the terrain are dangerous, and the strange denizens and bandits more so. But the village has never been so desperate. Elder Wasp looked at his fellow elders. This is what we've got? Nari, Your other daughter, a washed-up smith's apprentice with no hope to his future end? Elder Wasp looks at the moss-covered robot standing in the chambers. This monstrosity? Elders are named after fictitious creatures like insects because permanent winter. Gotcha. Nari smiles up at him. Thank you, Elder Wasp. I do my best not to let you or the Lady of Fire down. Then her eyes flick around the room and she sees her sister scowling next to her. Iris scowls. Huh. I've delayed my city guard training to help this village in another way. She pauses, looks at her sister, then adds, and of course, to make sure my sister remains safe in the waste. Jasper, the blacksmith's apprentice, pulls his fist tight together and puts it out in triumph. I'm eager to learn new skills that will help with my Jasper, Elder Wasp sighs. After 7 years of apprenticeship, it's about time you extend your usefulness, Elder Wasp stings. Jasper lowers his eyes to the ground with a visible exhale. My maven is strict, and it is my time to offer to the council to help. I'll never give up on my dream of building something that will help each of my fellow... Yes, Elder Wasp waves him off. That's well and good. And your companion, Elder Moth says. Whoop! The robot thrusts his fist in the air, mimicking his companion Jasper. Elder Wasp crosses his arms to his chest and leans back with a displeased look on his face. I'm still not sure why we've let this monstrosity of tin walk around the village. He's made of iron. He doesn't require any food or anything to maintain, but he can simply help by Jasper grins. Explorers, a woman in elder robes. Ooh, elder. And then there's the setup of how we set up the board, which is set up. Moth enters the chamber. A shooting star has been sighted. I know this is only your first day, but you must locate it. Nari and Iris beam, bouncing forward on their heels to see their mother. Elder Moth smiles at them in return. No words need to pass through to tell them how proud she is of her children. Elder Wasp grins from ear to ear. Yes, find this star and bring it to the statue of the Lady of Fire to offer it as a blessing. A tribute so that she may restore our magic and keep the village warm through Malwinter. An offering? Elder Moth raises an eyebrow. No, we must bring the star back to the smith so that it can be fashioned into weapons or fuel. It would be a wonder to smelt in. Elder Wasp holds up a hand to cut Jasper off and considers the star tearing through the sky. A fallen star would be an excellent tribute to Panio... I don't know how to pronounce that word, I'm sorry. The Lady of Fire, to help us through these hard times. Perhaps a sacrifice to her will fill our coffers and she will continue to provide the magic to keep our village warm and safe. Elder Moth stands from her chair and surveys her peers. That could also be possible. Enough materials for tools and protection from the cold. Oop, I don't want to show that down there. Right there. It will keep us warm and help gather even more resources or outfit our guards with weapons and armors to keep the bandits at bay. We all know they've been gathering closer and closer to the village. No, we should use this to prepare and survive Malwinter. Your group looks between the two, visibly confused. The elders bicker and come to a conclusion. Go, Elder Moth says. Yes, find the star. We're wasting daylight. If you find it, I suppose it'll be your call. Elder Whisper winks at Nari. Yes, as explorers, we must take these decisions on our own. You smells it, Delson. So, map setup. Use tiles 1, 3, and 4, which already have pre-set up. So this is, if you've played Folklore, you've seen this. This kind of walks through how to set things up. Explorers begin on the bottom region of Forest 01. That's where he is now. Spawn a grub tusk in the lair on Forest 01, and I'll show you what lairs mean. Spawn a bandit on the lair on Forest 03 and 04. Based on your player count, set the spirit track to 7, 5, and 3. So 7 if you're a 1 and 2 player, 5 if you're 3 player, and 3 if you're 4 player. Place the Strange Meteorite green story marker card on the bottom left region of Forest 4. And our objective, should we choose to accept it, is find the Strange Meteorite. If you reach 0 spirit, or all explorers are exhausted, end the chapter and read A Mess of Things on page 9. Thanks for the bedtime story. Night Fontus. And so this gives you an exploration tutorial of how to do things, but that's my job, so. Boop. So, okay, so we're gonna get into this. All right, make sure I got the chat up so I can click on anything that needs to be shown. All right, so we start here, which is at the bottom. We have a grub tusk up there, 2 bandits that are here that are in those locations. This red area that you see around here, that is impassable terrain. It's impassable. Nobody can pass it. However, they go first on the order track, and there's an AI to this card, right? So I can hold this up for you all to see. So as an AI, this is its remember, this is the initiative, right? This is its shielding. How combat works is a one and done. It's either I hit you or don't. If I don't hit you, you retaliate against me, and that's gonna hurt. But if I do hit you, I kill you. So it's one and done combat. There is no, okay, I knocked off 4 health or I knocked off 3 health. It's either I kill you or I don't. So I have to roll 5 swords or more to beat a bandit. On a bandit's turn, they will follow these in order. They will stab, seek, and then startle. That's kind of what they do. That's their AI card. Hit things. I like to hit stuff. So day 1, we have our spirit at 7. We have all our dice that we're using. And here we are. Here's the green marker that's over here that we need to get to. And fun stuff's going. So bandits go first in the initiative order. We talk about how they're going to move. Well, they're going to deal 1 damage to an explorer in my region. My region is my hex, my square. The square that I'm in, my spot. They're in my spot. Oh my gosh. So, this is what I have to deal with, Julie. This is what I have to deal with. So, the first bandit is going to stab, but no one's there for him to stab. The second thing he's going to do is seek. I move 2 regions towards the nearest explorer. Cool. Cool. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. So he moves 2, and then an explorer in my region becomes startled. So what startled means is I take my card and flip it over, and it says startled on it. Trading in this group for the Kickstarter comments page. No, I'm good. I'm sorry, Matt. So you see, if you flip it over, it says startled or you are aware. If you are startled, notice my initiative dropped. So you just flip that over. And I'm startled. Cool. Okay. That's all that means. It just means my initiative drops. I don't shift my initiative now. I talked to Will about this. I was like, okay, if it falls, do I automatically shift? He's like, no, it stays how it is until you hit the next day, the next hour of the day when the round ends, and that's when you shift stuff. Yeah, that's true. So I become startled. That's where I am. That's all he can do. That ends his turn. The next guy goes. He's gonna try to stab. Then he's gonna move 2, 1, 2 to try to get to me, and then he's gonna startle anyone in his square. No one's there. She's seen him, Matt. She's seen him. So that is their turn. Now it's Nari's turn. This is how the order goes. I get these 3 cubes, and I get to do stuff with them. So, first thing I'm going to do. What is the first thing I'm going to tell you what I'm going to. I am going to move 2 here. 1, 2. I know you can't break up your movement, so don't ask. Then I am going to. Yeah, I can't really attack just yet. I'm not a good fighter right now, so attacking is bad. Remember, I have to roll 5 on these dice, so I have a 1 attack that does 2. So if I attack now, I'm not gonna enjoy my life. So I'm gonna move here. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to gather 2. What that means is I'm on a location with stone, so I'm gonna gather stone. I got 2 stones. I hear the comments already. So can you break up your movement? No. No. There is no breaking up movement. You move, you gather, you're done. According to what Will told me. Nope. Once you move, you can move 2, and then you can gather 2, and then so you move, you end up where you are, and you're done. So you have to strategically think about how you're going to do it. That is correct. Good question. All right. And then for her final action, other people can assist you. You'll be fine. I'm going to explore. And what explore does here is I grab a card from here. I flip it over. Oh, Julie, Will told me that you couldn't. I guess you can. Huh, did not know that. I'm learning something new. So this is the Cauldron of Bloodfire. I knew that was going to happen. To craft it, I need to spend... There we go, stone to do it. You totally can. Okay. So you can break it up. I learned something. I'm okay with it. So that goes here. Now, if I want to craft it, I need to create a campfire, spend that stone, and then I can do that. So that ends Nari's turn. My turn, I get all 4 of mine to do stuff with. Well, first thing I'm going to do is build a campfire. Oh, I don't have wood to build a campfire. Shoot. Well, if we can break up movement, let's make this work. I'm going to move 1, gather 2, and then move 3. We'll fight Will. Alright, so that's where we are. You can't break up turn stuff, so it can't move a space, then move on someone else's turn. Oh, gotcha. I'm gonna need to fight something soon. So I'm gonna make a campfire. Don't have the campfire. So I'm gonna make a campfire here. So I made a campfire. And I'm gonna craft. Spending 1 stone. And that card comes to my hand. That's how you do it. Don't have wood. Damn it, Matt. So I have 2 wood and I have stone. And these are what I have in my hand. Now, I could give myself 2 initiatives if I want, but I still don't have my fight yet. Next, it's Uop's turn, so I get these actions. So you give yourself a bunch of actions to do stuff. That Gore Tusk has 4. I could roll 2 dice to fight it. What's my chances of getting 4 for that? This could be like the worst idea ever. Ever. Let's see. I could have used Hammer and Forge to craft an item, but let's do an explore first. Let's start building up some strength. So I'm going to explore. Hey, look at that. Compass. I got me a compass. Hard to lie about. Oh, damn it. Move 1. You may not move into a region with an enemy and assist somebody. So there that goes. That's the new one that I explored. I can actually craft that right now. And you're like, how can you craft it? You're crazy. I could play Hammer and Forge. And I could spend these 2 actions, 1 to gather 2 stone, and then craft an item without a campfire. So I can just craft. Ooh-ha. Ooh-ha-ha-ha. Yep, so I'm going to do that. Now I'm going to start killing stuff. So I'm going to gather 2. And then I'm going to place this down here afterwards to craft an item without a campfire. Use that stone. Got me another card. He is a crafty one. Ugh, Julie, not you two. Not you two! So that ends Uop's turn. Then Iris's turn. It's time to start punching stuff. So I'm going to move 1. I'm then going to attack and attack to roll 4 dice. I'm going to roll 4 dice. I need to roll a 4. I have 4 dice. I need to roll a 4. Alright, this is what y'all came for, right? I need to roll 4 or higher on 4 dice. So I rolled 3, 5, 6, 7. So I have killed this creature. It's dead. What do you get when you kill a creature? You look over here to the reward, and it says I get 1 leather. Right here. Reward 1 leather. So I grab 1 leather for killing it, and then I flip the card over because that was the only grub tusk. It's out of the initiative track. Cool. I designed a game where the rulebook has more puns than anyone ever wanted. I know you did. I know you did. I know you did. So we succeeded, and that ended the round. At the end of the round, I haven't cleaned up anything. I haven't turned any dial. We roll for exposure. So we look at this dial, and we say, okay, it's a 1, so we're going to roll 1 die, and we have to get less than the amount of total cubes we had. I verified this 5 times today. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have to roll less than a 4. There is not a 4 on here, so first day is pretty much successful. So I rolled a 2. I'm good. After that, we then take a look at, we then do cleanup. So we say, put everything back where it's supposed to go. Campfires go out because we were there for an hour. Put everything back. This card that was equipped now goes to discard. All right, let's talk about what that means. When you discard something, when your hand runs out, you don't shuffle it and take it back. This is where you got to think about it, because initially you're like, okay, this isn't so bad. When I run out of cards, I just shuffle and get it back. You can't. The only way to there's 2 ways to get your cards back. 1, you can take a rest action at a campfire, and that way you will take your discard pile back into your hand, or you get knocked out, and at that point you lose spirit, but you get your cards back. So you also have to think about how you're going to burn these cards that's going to be helpful or not, right? So I put everything back. I discarded my hand. We then turn the dial to our number upside down 2, making my eye twitch. So now we look at the track and we shift things where they're supposed to shift. And right now you don't see it as a bad thing because it's a bandit, and then, at both ends of it, so I didn't shift down that far. But further on in chapters and in stories, when you get startled, you stay startled. You don't get, unless you get assisted, you're going to stay startled forever. And it could be something that could be as detrimental as waiting for your turn to happen and you get shifted behind another monster, which means more damage is happening to you. So right now you're not seeing the harshness of the startled, but later on in the game, as the difficulty builds and the game builds, you'll start to see it. Okay. Looks like Julie will type up the answer to that question soon, so I'll let her do that. All right. So, new round. Round 2. Fight. This guy will go first, and he's going to deal 1 damage to an explorer in his space. He'll move 2 to the nearest explorer. Boing, boing. And then he will startle. I'm already startled. If I'm already startled, somebody else gets startled that I get to pick. So, we'll startle Nari. So you grab her card, you flip it over to its startled side, her initiative drops. So we'll startle her. That's right. Your secondaries can get your sidekicks. They're called sidekicks. Can get startled as well. All right. So then the next guy is going to stab the snow. Move 2, 1, 2, and then an explorer in my region becomes startled. All righty. Say startled one more time. All right. So they're done. Then it is Nari's turn. All right. The problem is the fighting. I can't fight until Iris's turn, so I have to dodge and at the bob and weave until I get to Iris's turn. So let's move 2. I'll use my here to move 2. 1, 2. Then I will actually explore to get. Ooh, look at that. That's what I'm talking about. And I got the stones to do it. And then I'm going to make a campfire. Yay. That's what I'm talking about. Alright, it's Uop's turn. Uop is going to craft. I'm going to spend that lovely stone to get that sword in hand. Now I can start fighting stuff. Because the sword, if you want to take a look at it, gives me 2 dice to attack. Which is awesome. And it gives me 2 shield, just in case I need to defend. Alright, so I moved to... I crafted. And if your day ends on a space... So just to kind of say this, and I believe Barrett talked about it on his video, if you play more than one player. If you end in a space with a friend, you gain like a warmth point, which is, I believe that's a reroll if you fail on your exposure roll. But for solo play, if you're in a space with a campfire, you get that. So just, but I'm never going to be that way, so don't even worry about it. So 2, I'm going to move 2 with Uop, 1, 2, and then I'm going to explore with Uop in that space that is A03. To the story. A03. A statue of Pani Ogian, I don't know. The Lady of Fire looms over the freezing plains. Snow dusts her shoulders, and the gusts of winds cause the flakes to dance around her. Snow melts off of the statue. As you near, heat emanates from the rocky surface. A nice respite from the cold. Around the statue's base are offerings, small chips of wood with names or wishes scrawled on the bark. Some of the gifts are more illustrious. Handwritten poems on ribbon tied to her feet and ornate drawings on thin hide. As you pass by, you whisper a small prayer to the lady to bless your first outing and give you the tools necessary to make powerful choices. Gusts of wind that carry snow and almost as if, what? As almost as if. In response, you hear a whisper. Oh, and almost as if in a whisper, you hear in a whisper, the whisper of confidence and power. The lady shows favor to you. If you're Nari, you may place a campfire in any adjacent location, and you gain a bonus action. So I gain a bonus action, grab my extra blue thing, and I put it there. But if I was Nari, I would be able to do something. So you see the story builds around the characters and the choices you make, which I really like. So, cool. That happened. All right. All right. Let's see. Okay, so that was Uop's turn. It is Jasper's turn with his extra action. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to... I can't explore there. I got to move. I've got to move it, move it. That's right. I'm going to put that song in y'all's head just because. I can go on anyone's card, so it's fine. I'm going to use my move 1. Move here. Then I'm going to explore. Look at that, an axe, and my axe. I would have to rest and then craft if I want to get that axe. If you defeat a foe this way, gain a bonus action token. Ooh. I don't have any more movement until I play with Iris. I could use Iris's movement now, but I don't want to. I want to kill these guys. Blah. Yes, yes, you will. Yes, you will. So, let's get further away from these guys. They can probably crowd me in the end, but we're going to put that move there. I'm going to move here. I'm actually going to gather 2 wood. Okay. And what do I do with this last cube? I've done all the movement I can do. I'm getting closer. This is gonna get scary. Can't attack anything. I'll assist. I'll assist. Take myself out of startled. Back to aware. Okay, your turn. Once again, I can do nothing but on mine, yours, or there. So I am going to... The campfire's like over there. So I'm just gonna hang on to these. I'm gonna hang on to these right here. I'm hanging on to them. They're mine. All right, so I have the rules to the side of me just in case for the environmental phase. So it says each player rolls a number of dice determined by the light dial value. Add an additional number for each cold icon in the region. So if I stand here, I gotta add another die, which I'm not going to. And that's what these cold symbols mean. If I stop on any of these cold symbols, I have to roll another die because it's really cold there. After you roll, each player must choose. Each player may choose dice to reroll. For each instance of warmth, an explorer rerolls a single die. If an explorer has no warmth, they have no rerolls. If an explorer, let's see. If an explorer is in a region with another explorer, they gain warmth. Each explorer in the same region for the campfire. Okay, so this is for initiative. All right, we're gonna see if I can tie initiative with you and go first. So here we go. That's the end of that. I'm hanging on to that. All right, Brian, catch you later. Thanks for joining. Then we come to the phase of the environment. I have to roll 2, and I need to get less than 4. Oh, what? What are you saying to me? What are you saying to me right now? What are you saying to me right now? You're saying that I've succeeded on the second day. Okay, then I return these. I got that 1 bonus, but I believe that ends at the end of the round. If I'm not mistaken, Julie, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that bonus goes away at the end of the round. I'm going to spend those for initiative. So we got to do the initiative bump. So this 4, 5, and then I'm going to spend those 3 to get 8. Get back there. I'm saying the dice are broken. So that ends that. We'll take this to 3, so I'll be rolling 3 dice next. So I need to hustle. Yes, end of the round resets all the thing. Yep. So I get my 4 back. I wonder if I should get that axe before I go for this. I need to go to A4 anyway. Somebody's got to move 1, don't they? Since I go first. Nari does. I can use her move 1. I got 4, so I can make a campfire here, craft, get that axe, and then move 1, and then explore. So let's do that. I'm going to make a campfire here using wood. Craft to get this axe, spending stone. Hands looking pretty. Then I'm going to move one on Nari here. And then I'm going to explore for A04. So, A04. Bandits seem to have set up camp here by the looks of it. They've been here for quite a while. While they are those so close to the village, why are they so close to the village? That's not normal. The camp is littered with broken weapons and rotted food. Where did this all come from? Other villagers? It's not like the bandits have a central location. They're nomads. These wanderers roam the forest and the nearby canyon, living off of scraps. The only point of interest you find is a piece of parchment with a note with childlike scribble handwriting. Something's wrong with Cieda. Andrea. You have heard of Andrea before. Or Andre? I don't know. He's a mighty bandit, warrior, and a menace within these woods. If he's here, it's best to keep a low profile and only take what you need. Place the top 2 item cards into the blueprint row, then gather leather. So I'll show you what those are when we come back, and I'll grab a leather, and then we'll keep reading. Check the Andre box in the Prologue summary page, which we will do. Okay. So what did we find? We found Explorer boots. That's what we found. And we found Explorer gloves, which lets us move and gather just like that. I think, is everything okay? I saw a blip just now, so that scared me. Okay, so we're good. We're good. We're good. Yeah, it was all 4. Okay, so we got that. We've done stuff. We got stuff that we could do stuff with, and there's a lot of stuff happening. So I'm almost close to my goal. All right, here we go. Bandit's turn. Stab the snow, move 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and startle anybody there. Nobody's there. No startling for you. Tara, hope everything's okay. I saw a message retracted twice, so hopefully everything's all right. Then it is Uop's turn. Well, because we could break up movement. Ju said we could break up movement, so I'm going to move. I can craft and get those boots, which gives me movement. But I need to be out of that space, don't I? So I'm going to move, and then I'm going to onto here. 1, splitting up movement, but we're starting it. So when we land there, let's see what happens next. What does it say to do when I land on that? I hate you, Matt, but that was funny. That was funny. Damn dad jokes. Okay, so where are we? This is the green storybook. Okay, let's go down. I don't want to spoil too much for you. Just look at where it says green. Buried under several feet of snow, steam rises from the fist-sized chunk of translucent green stone. A trail of melted snow lies in its wake, deeper and deeper as it's skidded across the ground from the first time in your for the first time in your life. You see the dirt beneath the snow. Cake brown mud was frozen under years of winter. You expect the stone to be hot, but the snow has cooled it off quite a bit already. You pick it up and throw it in your bag, ready to return. In the distance, you hear crunching footsteps and shouts. The bandits must have been looking for the fallen star as well. Then you remember Elder Moth's instructions. You must choose, and you'd better hurry. Elder Wasp wanted you to bring the star back to the village to use as materials to defend against the bandits. Elder Moth wants you to bring the star to the statue of Pani Ogin as a sacrifice to her blessing over the village. You have found the star. Spawn a bandit scout on each layer in Forest 03 and 04. We got bandits. And I know this is in the way. Let me hide it for a second. So these are the standees. 03 It says spawn a bandit on each layer. 03, 04. Hey, this is gonna be fun. Now you must choose. Now you must choose who to deliver the star to. Place the red storybook marker on region A03. Okay. With the statue of Pani on it. If you want to side with the Elder Wasp and make the star's sacrifice, explore the red story marker. Place the blue story marker on the bottom of region 1 forest. If you want to side with Elder Moth and return to village to use the star as materials to survive, explore the blue story marker. Okay. You got a bandit on your 6. I do. So there's the blue story marker, there's the red story marker. If I want to sacrifice a star to the goddess, I have to come here. If I want to take it to the village, I gotta go there. Well, guess what? We're doing this thing together. We're in it together. You all are gonna tell me what to do. So, poll's coming up. What to do with the star? So, to the goddess or to the village? All right. I'm about to post the poll. Boom's coming up. You decide what's going to happen. Either way, run. You all get to decide what's going to happen, what we're going to do. So pick there it should pop up. I'm going to drink some water. Select what you feel that we should do, and we'll do it. So basically in the chat, just click one of them, and that's the one that'll get locked in. And that should have appeared. If it hadn't appeared, let me know. And we'll give it just a minute. A minute, and we'll see what's up. Hey, Brian, what's going on? Pull up a chair. Pull up a chair. Welcome aboard. Vote Julie. It's a democratic thing to do. You're never late, Brian. You arrive precisely when you need to. Pull up a chair. I have a heckler. His name is Matt. And Brian. And Dan. And Bob. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and close the poll. Let's see what's happening. Closing the poll. Alright, let's see what we get. We are going to the village. Alright, cool. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go to the village. Alright, I got 2 things left to do. So we'll remove this marker because that's what we're supposed to do. I'm in the coal space. I don't want to be there, but remember I had 1 movement left, so I'll move back here. It's Green's turn. I can move through spaces. If we're going back to the village, this shouldn't be too hard. They can startle me, but they can't kill me, and the only way for me to get that's by getting through them. So that shouldn't be too bad. I can move 2, and then when it's Iris's turn, I'm slaughtering people, like I'm slaughtering the faces of people I know. Just all the faces. If you defeat a foe this way, gain a bonus action token. Ooh. When you move out of a region with a foe, you may move that foe with you. This Cauldron has a move 3, and it said a rising blood fire. That doesn't sound good. I've got my fight. I've got fight like you wouldn't believe. Stuff's gonna die. Stuff's dying today. Alright, so I'm going to... Whoop's gonna have me move 2. So we're gonna go... Havan. I can't go that way, can I? Well, it might not have me move 2. Well, they'll both move in my space, which will allow me to move out. Actually, that makes sense. I'm going to do that. Uop's going to move 2. 1, 2. And then he is going to... I'm going to hang on to this. I'm going to hang on to that. That's going to get used. I'm going to kill this guy, just to let you know. He's about to get slaughtered. Alright, so... Yeah, because I want to double attack. I want to roll 4 dice, because I have to roll a 5 to hit these guys. So... I'm going to hang on to that one, maybe. Maybe not. I'm looking for something, that's all. This is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm looking for. I'll put down the village. And I'm gonna gather. Get 1 wood on there. Then, it is Nari's turn. Time to start some killing. I am going to... So... We're gonna do an attack with 4 dice, and I have to get 5. Oh god. Okay, so I'm gonna put 1 here, 1 here. We're gonna attack this guy. Oh god. Okay, so I'm gonna roll 4 dice. So it says now we get to hear Canje punch everything in the face. He could be playing a game about air combat, and everyone gets punched in the face. So it says roll attack 2. If you defeat a foe this way, gain a bonus action die, and then I'm doing the other attack 2 for 4. I need to roll a 5. I need to roll a 5. We need to roll a 5. 3, 4, 5, 6. Bye. So you're dead. Feeling good. Feeling good. Confident. Cool. Select. What will I do next? Like I said, I think I'm gonna hang on to this for initiative because I'm gonna get startled. So it is Iris's turn. Hoo-ha. Hoo-ha. I can't explore, can I? Hey, I can't explore this round. Shoots. Aw. I'm gonna have to fight again. And I can't explore this round. I can move 1 to where that guy is. I need to be able to explore that blue tag. But I'm not in the place with the campfire to be able to do that. So it would have to be 1 more round, and then we would win. So I'm gonna move 1, and then I'm going to four dice. 4 dice. Gotta roll a 5. 3, 4, 5, 6. What? Had you all fooled? Alright, so that ends her turn. That is all that I have. I got 1 left to do for stuff. But we're close. We're close. So what we're going to do is we got to roll for exposure. 3 dice. Oh no, Locator is here. I'm going to roll that. So I have 3 dice, and I need to roll less than. Oh wait. My thing says I gain a bonus action. Ooh, I forgot about my bonus action. So I got a bonus action. It's my bonus action. Ooh, it's my bonus action. Okay, so I killed him. It said because this one says if you defeat the foe this way, gain a bonus action. I didn't gain my bonus action. I got my bonus action. Yoink, explore. Got it. Blue token. Woohoo! You see how much they love me, Julie. You see that? All right, so blue storybook. Here we go. How's the green? Here's the blue. Okay, blue story. Which is at the bottom. So we explore. We got it. Matt. With a star in your bag, you hustle back towards the gates of Summer's End. The star provides some warmth along the way, and you hope that not only will this be enough to outfit more guards, but that it will earn you some goodwill with grumpy Elder Wasp. My, Elder Wasp rubs his hand together in delight. This is quite the beauty, though we've had to figure out how to smelt such a thing. It'll be quite simple, Jasper points out. Oh, sorry. It'll be quite simple, Jasper points out. I have a process. We will give it to your maven, Volkner, and he will figure it out, Wasp snaps. Ooh-ah? The robot tilts his head to the side. I don't speak with robots, Wasp says, and then turns and abruptly leaves. Check the Return the Star box in the Prologue summary page, then read Homecoming. Alright, so, Prologue! So we are playing with Jasper. Teams, number of resources plus number of item cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, item card, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. We did do the Andre, and we did the, it says, do the Return the Star box. Write down the number of spirit you have remaining on your spirit track. 7, because I'm awesome. Cool. And we're reading Homecoming on page 10. The Elder crowd around the crescent-shaped table that fits all 7 of them. In the center, Elder Moth smiles at you. You've had quite the first day of exploring, she folds her fingers together. I'm proud of the agency you showed. Making a choice is never easy. I only pray it was the right choice. We did what we thought was right for the village, Nari replies. That's the goal of the explorers, right? We dedicate our lives to bringing in resources and such for the villagers. Just like our guards, Iris nods towards Kayla, city guard by the hall door. They dedicate their lives to protecting us from bandits. Kyla's attention is briefly distracted by the mention of her focus. Kyla's attention is briefly distracted by the mention, and her focus makes Iris's heart melt. Aww. And the Smiths take the resources to make living easier for our villagers, or protection from the cold, our weapons and repairs for the guards. Next to her, Elder Wasp Jesper with his hands. On with it. We haven't got all night. We still need to make our prayer before it gets too cold. Now, show us what you've brought so that we may record it and put it in the coffers to ration to the villagers. Congratulations on finishing the prologue of Fire for Light. During this portion, the work you did during the game will be recorded and might be used as rewards or punishment. Really? And affect future games. While reading the ending to each chapter, you'll be asked to read some small passages to resolve your story and record your progress on the chapter summary page. You can find each summary page at the end of the associated chapter. Remove any remaining enemies from the map and place them back in the box. I killed 3 things. Read each bullet point below from top to bottom. Read the associated sections, do what it says, and then read the next in the list. You'll need to have the chapter summary page handy while filling this out. Rewards or punishments is how I roll. Total the number of resources and item cards your team has, then write that value in the village resource box on the prologue page. Julie, for the item cards, oh, it says item on them. Yeah, so I did it right. Because I was going to ask if no, these says items too. Do the item cards also count for our 3 starter cards? Does those count as well? Or is it just the item cards that we crafted? That wasn't clear when I read through this, so I wasn't sure. Because I was like, oh, well, maybe if you flip... Oh, no, this says items on it, too. So I don't know if the 3 that we starter ones that we have count, or if it's just the ones that we crafted. If it's just the ones we crafted, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Otherwise, it's 13. So I just don't know which number to write. Just the items you crafted. Okay, good. So it's 10. Let's see. Then it says, if you mark the return the star, add 2 to the total. If you write 4, 6, 8 or more, read the gather. Okay. If you write. Oh, I've got 12, so yeah. we're gonna be doing some reading. So it says, if you mark the return the star box, add 2 to that total. So I'm at 12. That's on here. And it says, if you write 4 for 1 2 player, 6 for 3 player, 8 for 4 player, or more, read the gatherer on page 8. Otherwise, read the elders on page 8. Okay, so gatherer, page 8. We are the gatherer. A treasure trove, Elder Moth gazes upon all the new wonders. Jasper, we will have your maven work on these immediately. She sighs with relief. What a wonderful day's work. Then she stares past them, calculating in her mind. Not enough, but a great start. Yes, thank you for doing your jobs, explorers, Elder Wasp says. Rest up because your job is not yet done. Your team must go out every day to look for more, but if you keep this up, we'll be in good shape. Check the gatherer box in the prologue summary. Woohoo! I got 3 checks. Alright, so we did that. Then it said, otherwise read the elders on page 8. It says otherwise, so don't care. Then write your spirit in the spirit box on the chapter box, which is 7. I put that. Finally, return all the components to the box. Hey, Jeremy! Thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate it. So then it says, finally return all components to the box. That means, and this is something that's important. Let me pull this away so I can, because this was something that I had to ask Will about because I was unsure. Was, okay, I crafted all these cool items. Do I get to keep them? And his answer was no. And so I was like, well, how do you thematically say that? I crafted a bunch of stuff. Like saying, oh, I tripped, it fell down a well. But he said, no. Here's how, in his mind, he sees it working. You've crafted these items for the betterment of the village. So what you basically do is say, hey, village, here is some wood, some leather, some stone, and these items I crafted. Use them to protect the village, and I will just make anew what I need. And I was like, that's awesome, that makes sense. I'm cool with it. So we just reshuffle this and go through it. So at first I was like, but now I'm like, nope, that makes complete sense. That is awesome. I agree with it. It's fantastic. So that's how it goes. And then you take these back in your hand and you reset. All right, so in future chapters, you may need to refer to the information written on the prologue summary page. It serves as a reflection of how well you've done and the choices you made along the way. Now that you've finished the prologue, open box 1, then read below. What? I don't have box 1. You lied to me for the last time. This is a title stand. It represents the different elevations you'll cross. Oh, yep, I know, I can do this. So now we're going to deal with elevation in 4-6, and that's what these flip things are for. Sorry, I do have this. So, not that one. Not that one. This one. So basically, on these, we're going to be dealing with elevation in this game too, and all I'm going to do is just take 3 dice and put it underneath to put the elevation. What that means in this game is that it costs 2 movement. Yeah, but you should have gotten the stuff. Yeah, I got it. What that means is that it's gonna cost 2 movement for you to move between elevations. That's all that means, right? So whereas before I was just happily walking around and being happy-go-lucky, now if I'm down here and I want to get up here, I have to spend 2 movement to move up. If I'm up here and I want to get down there, I have to spend 2 movement to get down. So that's what that means. That's the elevation that there's more. If y'all want more, I'll play more. I don't mind. But it's up to you. If y'all are feeling, hey, I want to see more, I'm down for it. Yeah. Hidden secret stuff. I like hidden secrets. But that's what this elevation tutorial is telling you in a nutshell. And there's also this lovely new thing called shove. So if a foe is shoved from high elevation, they are immediately defeated, remove their standee from the game, and gain their reward. On the other hand, if a foe moves off a high elevation with only 1 movement, they stumble. And these are keywords that come here. So this is kind of like the rules that I had. So they have, I saw stumble. Stumbles in here. I saw it in here. I saw it. There it is. Some effects can cause an enemy to stumble. To indicate this, place the standee of that enemy on its side. When it's activated, the stumbled enemy ignores their topmost behavior, then stands back up, place the standee upright. So that means if they just use 1, they fall and they stumble. If, this one. It says they are defeated if you shove them off of elevation, though. So the enemies, the game works against the enemies as well as against you. Because some enemies could shove you. That would be fun. But that happens on there, right? So for more, read elevation on page XX of the rulebook. Remember, this is going through. I know, Julie. But that's what I was using as kind of the thing. We can go to the Kickstarter. Oh, who's that guy? And grab the rulebook off of here. So that they made it pretty. Let's go get the rulebook off of here. Retails add-on. Stretch goals. Reviews from some pretty cool people. Rules. Boom. One day. Soon it will load. Alright, there it is. Oh, it is pretty. Oh, look at that. I used your Google Doc when I was learning. I'm sorry. She's gonna beat me up for this. I know it. So choose your explorer. This rules how to play. It's really well done out, so it looks really good. But here we go. Stumbled. So you get that same effect from the stumbled. The environmental phase of how you do stuff. The extinguish was getting rid of the clearing the board, clearing all the resources that you use, that type of thing. And Excise is using that to get +1 awareness, which moves you up the track. The one thing I don't see in here is, there it is. This is what I'm looking at. So these are kind of the, what goes on. That's it. Okay. All right. So let us go back to here. And we have finished with that with elevation. Chapter 1. This is it. This is all they gave me for the preview. It was the prologue and chapter 1. Chapter 1. So, oh, let me see how much people are. Are y'all interested in seeing more? Are you not entertained? If y'all are interested in seeing more, I'll keep going. It's up to you. All right. Or we could just call it here, say this was a beautiful prologue. I love this game. I backed it. I did back it. And talk about the stuff that I like. I got to play chapter 1. I've played it, so I know what to expect. But it's just kind of going through what's happened. There's the elevation piece that you see here that's lifted up. And the bandits that are on here as you go through, and then we continue on with what our objectives are. And what we need to look for, finding clues, and then going through the different things that are on here. And once you finished, like I said, it's a lot going on. And then once you finish, you go through what's on here. We're entertained. You're rolling well. It can all fall apart here. I could die and lose on this one because this one's pretty beefy. Actually, this one goes for about 45 minutes, so I probably need to... I'll set another stream. I'll say this. This is what I'll do. This is what I'll do. This is what I'll do. I'll stop here, and then the campaign's still going. So I will schedule another stream to go through chapter 1, and we'll go through that one. How about that? Right? Let's not all spoil it in one night, right? I'm on a roll. I don't want to jinx myself. I'll still use Jasper, and we'll go through it. But I get to show you some of the stuff and tell you a little bit of my thoughts. Here's my mini of Jasper. Painted him myself. So this is Jasper that I painted. I painted him myself. So this is him. We've got Iris. Lovely, lovely painted Iris. With her weird eye, because I can't color eyes, which is fine. Ooh, yes. Yeah, we'll play chapter 1. We'll play chapter 1 again. This is Nari with the flame of Carvalin in her hand. That's not what it's called. And someone just called me a nerd for knowing that. Okay, kicks dirt. And this is Uop with the little one-eyed creature on his shoulder. So, what do I think of this game? I think this game's awesome. All right, I'll tell you why. I think this game is good, and I'm having a lot of fun with it because, as you saw, they came to a point where it's like, oh, well, you could just go action crazy. Well, you can't, because if you're not strategic about what you do, you can really mess yourself up and put yourself in a bad way, right? Where you can't do anything, and then some monster comes up and punches you in the face. But I will have this on here. I know I'm using Jasper. Jasper will return. And you go through and you build these things up, you craft items, you make a camp, and then we'll deal with spirit and getting knocked down and all that. Remember, the prologue was a little bit easier on me. It wasn't as bad, so it worked out. But those built up. You didn't get to see me lose a die due to bad rules. But no doubt that's going to happen. They are like Summer's End tribbles. So it's but I will come back. We will play this some more. We'll go through chapter 1 and then see how it goes. But this game is live on Kickstarter now. It went live today. Like I said, it's a fun game. The story is a branching storyline, so we don't know what would have happened if I would have taken it to the goddess, because we didn't do that. So replayability, right? And with these branching paths, that's just 2 branching paths on the prologue. There might be more branching paths in chapter 1 that you get to go through. So that's where the replayability coming in. Running to ship balanced dice. No, Julie. Send me the loaded dice. Send me the loaded dice. So, but that's just kind of what it runs with, right? The creatures, what I really love is that there's not a... All right, I gotta go up so I can tell y'all. Let me pop off the table. Let me get on my soapbox here. What I love about the game, the bandits, the creatures that you fight, they're not complex. They're tough. They're hard, and there are bosses in this game. Will showed me one of them. I don't want to fight him, but there are bosses in this game that you have to fight and face. But what I love about this game is that the creature's AI takes all of the annoyance out of it for you. You're not doing the, okay, I'm going to roll 1 die for myself, and then I'm going to roll dice again for the enemy. The enemies do what they do. The only thing you're doing is rolling dice to kind of defend against, right? If they stab you, they stab you. That's just what they do. That's what enemies do. I really like that. I like the amount of actions I get as a solo player because it always feels like I'm in the game. It's not, okay, Jasper went. Okay, then it's Jasper's turn again. It's more Jasper went, the enemies go. I get to go again. I get to go again. An enemy might go, then I get to go again. So I always feel engaged into the game, which is good. The thing I really love is the ramped up scale of difficulty on the game as well. I probably need to go back to the table for this. So, this day and night die. The ramped up difficulty, as the longer you're out, the harder the game gets. Love it, because I start off rolling 1 die, and then roll 2, and then roll 3, and I could get all the way to 6. And when you get to nighttime, it gets worse. For nighttime, every hour during the night increases this chance by 1. I think you automatically take 1 at night. So basically, when you flip over to nighttime, and I'm trying to remember because I never got to nighttime, but I remember him saying, like, every night you take 1 no matter what. So you will not survive the 6 hours of how cold this night is. I asked him, I was like, has anyone survived all the way to the next day? He said, no. No one has. Not in playtest. So it's I don't think you survive the night. It's kind of like you're on a timer. You just can't fiddle around and get all the items in the item deck. This is your timer until you lose the game. Those are the baseline rules for day and night. Yep, pretty much. And baseline means that, yep, that's what I was gonna say. It changes in other chapters as well. The spirit track, which is kind of like, win or lose, that's going to come into play in other chapters. I know he said he can't tell me anything too big, and he didn't spoil anything, but he's like, keep your eye on the spirit track. It's gonna hurt, like, it's gonna get harder to keep spirit up, and there's gonna be some times where you have to sacrifice some. Just keep that in mind. So the spirit track kind of keeping you this track of losing that's coming up is pretty cool. I'm curious. I can't say whether I like it or not, only because I haven't run into that area where it's worked against me. So I'm curious to see what the other chapters have to do. The item deck. I love it. I love the crafting. Remember, this is kind of like chapter 1 and the prologue, so the items on there were pretty easy to craft. But there are other items that are on here. And just to let you know, more items get added to the deck the longer you play. New resources come up that you can get the longer you play. These 3 cards that you start with, you get more of them the longer you play. So the deck builds out. This is kind of like a deck builder per chapter. So the deck builds out, and that I like deck builders. So that has me curious. So far I've named positives, right? The cubes, the actions that you get to take, the amount of time that you're still engaged in the game, the day and night stuff, the item deck building deck along with your hand, and the foe's AI. Big stuff that I like. The dice. This is my love-hate relationship with the dice. So this is kind of where I'm going with this. This thing right here is what... this is the only thing, but I understand why it exists. I understand why it works for this game. I don't know what these other symbols are for. I don't know. And when I asked Will when he was teaching, when him and I were playing, he was like, don't worry about that for these 2 chapters, right? But they mean something. The thing that I'm curious about is if I'm good enough. No, I still was successful. If I'm good enough, I will always be successful, especially if I plan properly. But just on the off chance that you roll like me, not today, and you roll constant blanks, there could be the case, and it's a worst case scenario because if you're smart enough to get enough items so you can roll more dice, you mitigate it, this is why it's a love-hate, right? It's a positive thing that I can mitigate my dice rolls, that there's the potential for me to kind of be screwed is the only thing that I say. And I don't say I hate it. I'm just saying more the potential is there, but I can mitigate. Okay? So the positive, I can mitigate my dice rolls. The potential for failure. You see what I mean? That's why it's a midpoint, right? So it's good, it's bad, that type of thing. Symbols on the dice, baseline. Each player's special abilities when they level up, but also can mean other things. Yeah, like it wasn't from what Will told me, he just said don't worry about it. So the initiative track that can shift based on what you can get is great. This I like. If all the tiles in the game are like this, I don't mind it. This is I initially was gonna say when I played with Will, where I was like, are all of them this shape? Or is it going to be like Gloomhaven where I get 30 of these things that are oblong and odd? He said that some will change. There won't all be this shape, but I don't mind this. This doesn't bother me that they're double-sided and they're like this. It's easier to kind of keep control of. The thing that I hated about Gloomhaven was that there was so much stuff that was L-shaped, square shaped, circle shaped, hex shaped, tiny shape, bend shape, and so it became a lot to manage. However, I know I trust my Greenbrier people. I trust them that this is going to be handled really well. Don't worry about it is my catchphrase. So I don't mind that. Oh, and the crafting system. I love the crafting system. That's great. But my positives are high. And I just played the prologue and some of chapter 1. Yes, I died in chapter 1. But I played the prologue and some of chapter 1, and I still was interested to see what the story is. Greenbrier story writers, right? They write good stories. Folklore, if you played that, it's a big story and it's wonderful and beautiful. So this takes that on where there's more beautiful story. I want to know what happened. I was given some hints to potential, and that made me super, super, super interested to say, am I gonna get a Gundam? And I'll leave it at that. But still, it's very cool how this game kind of plays itself out. I think it's a lot of fun. I really think you'll enjoy it. I think this game's a big win. And honestly, if you played on TTS, you'll find that enjoyment as well. If you don't like TTS and you're just like, I'll just watch some videos. I did the prologue today. I'm gonna do chapter 1 next week. I'm gonna make sure I stream it on Tuesday next week. I'm gonna do chapter 1 next week. We'll go through that so you can get a really good sense, kind of process what you saw today. Come back next week with some questions if you have any, and we'll walk through chapter 1 to see what happens. Like Julie says, don't worry about it. It's gonna be good. But other than that, that's pretty much it. I hope y'all enjoyed this playthrough. I will see you next Tuesday for part 2, which is chapter 1. And we're gonna go through chapter 1, the summary log. We're gonna keep all that stuff going, and we're gonna have a good time while at it. You're going to see me roll, but I'm putting all on my head. I'm rolling well today. I'm scared. I'm scared to go outside. I might get hit by a bus. So we'll see how it goes. But thank you everyone for joining. Thank you to my patrons. I appreciate you so much. Thank you to my YouTube subscribers, and thank you to you all. If you're neither and you're like, I don't want to be a subscriber or a patron, cool. Just come to the table, sit down, play some games with us. Let's have some fun. Let's have some good laughs, and we'll just have a good time. What's coming up next? Let's go back up to the top to see what's going on. So let's say Tuesday. Thursday, Pandemic Legacy Season 1. I'm playing with Pac-Man and Steven on Tabletop Simulator. So we're continuing. We're going into March, greatest month of the year. And then Saturday, if Kate is available, we'll be playing Lord of the Rings LCG. Sunday, I'm playing the Initiative. The blank Initiative. So I'll be playing that game on Sunday. And then Tuesday, we're going to finish chapter 2. We're going to go into chapter 1, play the whole thing of chapter 1 on next Tuesday, and have some fun. Julie, you are amazing. You are awesome. You know I love you to bits. Thank you so much for coming to the stream. And thank you for sending me this prototype copy. Remember, everything that you see here today is a prototype. It can change. Until you get it in your hands, it can change. But so far, what they have is pretty rock solid. It looks pretty good. Julie, thank you so much for sending this to me. You know what I like, so you were able to send me something that I really enjoyed, and I appreciate you so much. So, thank you. Thank you to my patrons, thank you to my YouTube subscribers. Check out the Kickstarter. It is up there. It's also in the description if you're interested to see what's out there. And I will catch you all Thursday. Insert slogan or comment here. I'll see y'all all later. Bye.